Pat Connaughton, the star of the Milwaukee Bucks, former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman, joining us on the program. Pat, could you have played a basketball game last night?
Honestly, with all the adrenaline I had, probably. The excitement coming off it, it was something special. It was great to be out there and obviously have my teammates around and celebrate with them last night. But we probably could have pulled it off if needed be.
Who was the MVP of the celebration?
PJ Tucker and Bobby Portis. I give it co-MVP awards. They were phenomenal. They enjoyed it. I was super happy for PJ. I mean, PJ's had an incredible career, and obviously this was something that he was looking for, and he did a lot of things to help us get it. So he deserved to be the MVP of the celebration.
Do you just wear your uniform out of the arena?
So funny story. I didn't. I showered eventually, and then obviously went to the after party and after dinner and stuff like that. But I do recall one of my teammates did show up to the after party still wearing the entire uniform, shoes tied, shooting sleeve on.
Well, I saw Giannis checking into a hotel at 4 a.m. I got a picture from a buddy, and he's got the trophies, and he's in full uniform. And he's at the front desk checking into a hotel at 4. It was like he was checking into the game at 4 a.m.
I mean, you saw his Chick-fil-A order the next morning when he said he didn't sleep. So Giannis is, I think one of the coolest part was about this whole thing is the world got to see a little bit of Giannis's personality. I mean, he's quiet sometimes to media, and obviously he's very focused on accomplishing our goals. But when you get him and he's outside and he's in the locker room outside of a media and business setting, the kid's funny, and I was happy that the world got to see that.
Yeah, he came off as a great kid. I mean, I shouldn't say kid. I mean, he's just he had humility, sense of humor, timing. There was a lot, and I was glad that he was able to showcase that, because I think we were always going to be looking at him going, hey, you can win all those MVPs. You got to win championships. Well, now he got a hall pass. He's on scholarship for a little while. That people aren't going to go, hey, when are you going to win a championship? When did you realize, though, what he was capable of doing?
The first day I got here 3 years ago, and I signed with the Bucks, we were having, some open gym type stuff, and we were all working out in the morning. And, I'm a second round guy, a guy that was trying to make sure that I had a role on this team. So at night, I'd come back and I'd work out. And I think, I did it in Portland. It's something that I have to do. It's something that, I enjoy doing, but you got to put time into your craft. And the coolest part that I think people don't know is when I came back and continued to come back, Giannis was there. And Giannis looked at me like, what are you doing here? And I looked at him like, what are you doing here? I'm the guy that has to be here. Why are you here? And so just the things that he does behind the scenes and the time and effort that he puts in that people don't see, I think made me realize that he is a championship type guy. And then it was just watching his growth as a leader. He had obviously the physical work ethic that I would see on a daily basis, but the vocal leadership that he's grown into, that type of role he's grown into, to where when he got hurt and he was out for those last 2 games in Atlanta, he was still present on the bench. He was still being vocal, both individually and collectively, to the team, to teammates, and pulling them aside to give them the confidence to understand that he was here. He had our backs, even though he wasn't out there, and it was on us to make sure we had his.
That was a scary injury, though, Pat, because you had guys, former players, who came on this show and said they didn't know if he'd even play again in the rest of the postseason. That's why I think we're underselling what he accomplished in the finals based off of the hyperextended knee. I mean, remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's a freak. He's got that nickname for a reason. But I think the funny part is exactly what you said. It was questionable if he was going to play again in the postseason. He was able to make it back for game 1 of the finals, and because of the type of series he had, I think people kind of forget, hey, it was a question if he was going to play again. But because of the performances he had, people kind of took it for granted. And, he just wanted to win. And that was the coolest part about being alongside a superstar. All he cared about was winning.
Pat Connaughton, the Milwaukee Bucks guard, joining us on the program. When did you kind of find your role, your place in this lineup?
I think over the course of the last few years, I've found it in spurts, and I've had impacts in spurts, and I've enjoyed playing alongside my teammates that have been here for 3 years, the new ones that have just got here this year, the coaching staff that's been here for 3 years, and the organization in general, all the way from ownership down to management, et cetera. But I think it was just a confidence that was continued to be instilled in me. And, when Dante went down, who's, a tremendous player, it wasn't about trying to do more. It was just about trying to continue to do what I do, be my own guy, and make sure that it was just done on a longer period of time.
What did you keep from the final game?
I kept my uniform, I kept my shoes, I kept hats, shirts. But I think the coolest part was the moments, the pictures, the things that were just pure celebration, joy. I mean, the little segment that's been going around of me and Bobby Portis in the interview after the games, like all those little moments that
were you drunk
captured.
there, Pat?
I personally, no, I was not, but it was just it was a genuine moment. It was something that, me and Bobby looked at each other, and we've obviously, been part of the quote unquote bench mob throughout this entire season. We've had each other's back. We've played together, and we've prided ourselves on making sure we made the winning plays. And that was a winning interview.
When you left the building, how many people were still outside?
Oh, a lot. I mean, I think that was something that was the most unique about this team and this city, and the support that we've gotten. I mean, Chris Middleton said it best in the locker room after the game. He was a part of a 15-win team not too long ago here. And so to see that come full circle, and to see the fans continue to support them through thick and thin, and continue to support us through thick and thin, there had to have still been tens of thousands of people out there. There were 65, 70,000 people out there during the game, not including the ones that were inside. And, it'll be pretty cool to be able to go through the streets of Milwaukee on a bus, boat, wherever the heck we're doing it on, and show support with them.
Aren't you glad you passed up on that baseball career now?
I am. I think the coolest part about that is seeing it come full circle. There were so many people that, told me baseball was the path that I should take, but to be able to show the next generation of kids, you can be a multi-sport athlete. You don't have to specialize at a young age. It can help you become more athletic. It can help you become more mentally tough, and you can still accomplish the things you want to accomplish. And I told Christian Yelich at the game, maybe in 8, 9, 10 years, I'll be pitching with him on the Brewers and trying to win a World Series here.
Oh, so you haven't given up on that dream?
No, not yet. I'm focused on the current dream that I'm doing, but I take time in the off season, still throw a little bit. It's kind of a mental release for me. I've always loved being out there, and it's a different type of feel when you're on the mound and when you're out in a baseball park throwing it around under the lights. So it's not something that I've fully given up on, but I'm enjoying this ride. I'm enjoying this journey, and I'm enjoying, being able to have some of the successes that not many people thought I would have at this level.
Well, congrats. It was a wonderful season, and certainly being part of something special. You know how Milwaukee's held on to that team that won it back in 1971. So you got 50 years at least. If you don't win another championship, you're still gonna be held in high regard there. So Pat, congratulations.
Appreciate it, DP. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm a huge fan.
That's Pat Connaughton, the guard for the world champion Milwaukee Bucks.